Another year has come and gone, so to end this off, I wanted to look back at some of the videos that I made over the past year by ranking them in a top 10 list of just the videos that I'm most proud of or that I thought turned out the best. More of an informal video here, but I'm just going to be talking a bit about how I made these videos, some behind the scenes information, and just some other things that you may have not known about these projects. And it's kind of funny, since I make a lot of ranking videos, now I'm going to be ranking the ranking videos per se, so yes. And if you want to see these videos, links for all of them will be in the description if you missed it or if you just want to watch it again. And with that all being said, let's get this video started. Thank you for all the support in 2021. So at the number 10 spot, I am putting the Luigi's Mansion ranking that I made, and this was the whole finale to that Halloween month that I did back in October. And yeah, I was pretty happy with the result. It was more of a smaller ranking since there was only 3 games in the series, but because of that, this allowed me to talk more in depth about each of the games. That is something I've really never done on this channel, so that was a unique part of this ranking in particular. And then all the filming shots I thought turned out pretty good as well. There were obviously all the parodies of the Luigi's Mansion games, and these are things like the intro shot, how that parodies the Luigi's Mansion intro. And then I also really like the shot of me just walking through the halls through my house with the flashlight, humming along the tune. And obviously, yeah, that's another Luigi's 1 reference, how he hums the main tune, and I thought I sunk it up pretty well with my voice. Yeah, this wasn't like a crazy video or anything, but you know, yeah, you gotta give some love to Luigi, so this ranking is on the list at number 10. Okay, so now this is the first challenge video on this list, and it is the hardest new Super Mario Bros. Wii challenge. Now this one, I thought it had some really cool moments to it. There was definitely some hard challenges that I had to face while doing this. Firstly, there was that whole lava jump in like the Bowser world that literally took forever to finally do. Like, you know, the one where I played the sad music before it, like I usually do with these challenges, and then somehow I actually found a way to overcome it. Yeah, luckily for that section, the whole slope sliding mechanic in that game saved me, or that level literally would have been impossible. And then I thought the ending turned out really well. The music in the final stretch where Bowser chases you is pretty epic as is, so I can just use that for the final scenes. And then the jumps were so tight in that section, I thought it perfectly fit the whole mood, and it was a great build up for the end of the video. Plus the final jump I literally made by a smidge, so I could not replicate that even if I wanted to. Then at this next spot, I have the most recent video that I included on this list, and that is the most disappointing Pokemon remake that I've ever played. You know, the new ones, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. This video wasn't too crazy with the actual filming shots, you know, where the camera is actually on myself, but I really needed a good Pokemon Rant video, and a lot of thought went into this one, I'll tell you that. Yeah, because I feel like the Pokemon series has been going downward in quite some time, and I really wanted to put my thoughts together in one video, and this did it perfectly with the release of these remakes. I liked how I first did kind of a retrospective of all the other Pokemon remakes, and then transitioned into the current remake and how that failed, whereas the other ones succeeded. And you know, I thought I made some pretty valid points about critiques with these new games. Plus, I gotta admit, I thought there were some funny moments how I was poking fun of the graphics, because honestly, the graphics look ridiculous in this game, and I didn't want to just angrily bash the graphics the whole time, so I thought to put a little humorous twist to more show how ridiculous things look, versus just sounding like you're whining or just complaining about a game. So I was happy with this video, and I thought my points came across pretty well. Okay, then at the next spot, I have the video where I talk about the most underrated ScoobyDoo games in my Halloween month again. This one was quite different than normal videos that I do. First of all, with the video games itself, like, when do you really talk about ScoobyDoo games? And then the style of the video too, it was more like a retrospective type video. I wanted to make it like, you know, those old JonTron, Peanut Butter Gamer, and AVGN videos in that kind of vein, where I like tell the story of the developers, which was like Heavy Iron and Active Mind and Movement in this case, and then I show myself like physically putting the games in the console. So I thought that turned out pretty pretty well. And then I thought the intro was pretty cool, how I did a parody of those tacky Scooby-Doo jokes with a laugh track and everything included. And then there was a pretty good amount of research involved with this video, just because I had to look up all these different companies and what previous games they worked on. And it was actually pretty cool to find out that these guys also worked on SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, the guys who made the first Scooby-Doo game. So yeah, overall I thought for my first kind of retrospective style video that it turned out pretty decent. Okay, and then the next video we have here is the one about the best secrets in every 3D Zelda game. This one I didn't go crazy with the filming shots. I thought the intro was pretty cool, how I just opened my closet and it was that whole Dark World scene from Twilight Princess. And that part did its job well, but that was kind of about it. But I thought this was one of my most dense videos, and what I mean by that is, like, there's no time wasted in this video. Every second you're learning about some sort of new detail or new secret in Zelda games. So yeah, I thought I just covered a lot of ground here. Like, I can't even count the amount of secrets I actually put in this video. And some I didn't even know myself going into this video, so I actually learned a lot about Zelda games too. So I had to do a lot of research about secrets and hidden details in Zelda games to make this video, but at the end of the day, I think it was worth it and I was pretty happy with the final video. Alrighty, now we have another challenge video that I did. This time it's the hardest Bowser's Fury challenge. This was like the sequel to my hardest Mario 3D World challenge that I made last year, and I just made another one because of the new game, and that video started to do very well when Bowser's Fury was released, so it only made sense to make another one of these. But as for the challenge itself, this had to be the closest I ever was in like any challenge for me to just quit it altogether and throw in the towel. And I'm talking about that whole part where I had to use Plessy to climb up to the tower and then ride Plessy down to collect all the blue coins in time to get the last cat shine. And okay, I've done a few of these really hard challenge videos, and I'm not saying this whole challenge was harder than the rest of them, but this one section of using Plessy in that scenario was the hardest moment out of any challenge I've ever done. It's because Plessy, that dinosaur, was literally so slippery as I was trying to just climb up this precise platform, and it wasn't even designed for Plessy in the first place. So you have these narrow corridors that normally Mario would use, that you have this big dinosaur trying to climb up, and it was not easy. And then I also had to exploit a few glitches just to get up there in the first place, so that was hard on its own, even starting with that. But yeah, after that moment with the intense music and everything, I think the video wrapped up quite nicely with the calm ending music. That was a great fit for it, and I think it just concluded to a very satisfying ending overall. So the next video we have here is the top 10 Mario power-ups. I thought the ideas that I put into this video just flowed very naturally as I was making it. And these are all the different power-up effects that I keep using in the video, but in real life this time. I don't know, I guess it seems so obvious when Mario gets all these weird and interesting transformations that when you're doing a video about power-ups, to apply those same transformations to me. I thought the intro shots turned out really good, how I just shrunk down, matching the sound effects and size of Mini Mario. And then I had to eat a normal mushroom to start the video, so my voice wasn't high-pitched. And then there was the double cherries, how I just replicated myself a few times. I thought that scene turned out pretty good. The lighting wasn't perfect in that scene, but overall the effect was pretty good. And then I thought the pacing was really good in this video. I didn't dwell on one power-up for too much. It was just a lot of information very quickly. And then the end scene with the Mega Mushroom, how I just break through the roof of my house. I thought that was like the perfect way to end this video. And then overall just tied everything up, came full circle with the power-up eating, cooking show, quote unquote. I was kind of blurry in that last shot, and that was just a rendering issue. I didn't see it when I was actually editing the video, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I think you kind of got the idea, and the effect turned out pretty well. Okay, so now at the number 3 spot, I am putting my Metroid Dread review. Now yeah, like I said in the video, this was like the first time pretty well I ever played a Metroid game, and I did actually quite like Metroid Dread. There was actually quite a bit of filming involved in this video. I liked how in many of the shots you're in the perspective of the Emmy looking through the doors, so that was like a horror trope kind of put into the video. And then I did a parody of the whole Emmy scene from the video game, and I thought that turned out very well. And that's with like the horror filter, the creepy music music from the game, and I put in all like these smoke effects, so it actually feels like the same vibe. And then just little things, I don't know, I just polished up this video, I thought, pretty well. Like there was that little Samus running through the different parts of the video, which were like the main topics of the review. So that was like a nice little touch for this review, I think. And then I was pretty happy with how I made it not only just a review, but kind of like a story of me getting into my first Metroid game as well. And that's how the video kind of starts, with me picking up Metroid Prime, playing it for like 2 seconds or whatever it was, and then put it back and then never touching again. So I thought that was pretty cool. Honestly, there was just a lot of effort put into the many different areas in this video. I thought overall it turned out pretty awesome. I kind of conveyed the message I wanted to get across here. Okay, then my second favorite video that I made this year was actually the very first video that I put out in 2021, and this is my 2D Zelda games ranking. Honestly, I was super happy with how the intro shots turned out. This is actually a parody of the Zelda 2 opening, how the text just rises above the horizon, so I thought the effect turned out perfectly when I did it in real life. Yeah, I just went to like a park by the water pretty close to my house, and then obviously I just switched the text to ranking 2D Zelda games or whatever it was from the text of the actual Zelda 2 video game, which I'm pretty sure it was just the title. The weather happened to be actually really good on that day. It wasn't too bright or too dark. It was a cloudy day still, but it wasn't like, you know, when you look into the sky, it wasn't one color. The clouds kind of had holes to them, so you can really see the details in the sky, and then you had all this light coming through the clouds, and that just made it almost look like a video game scene right off the bat in general. And then also, you know, I put in those little cuckoo chicken scenes. I thought those were like fairly entertaining, you know, gave the video some personality, how I'm being chased by these things, since literally that's what always happens to me when I play these Zelda games. And then just the content itself, like there is so many 2D Zelda games that I actually forgot about and I had to replay again just to refresh my memory, and others where I hadn't even played them before this video, so it was cool to experience those games too. But yeah, a lot more 2D ones than 3D Zelda games, as I found out after making it, so it was a much longer ranking than what I was used to. But still, at the end of the day, I thought my thoughts about all these games came across pretty well, and I thought the picks were pretty solid in where I choose to place them. And then obviously my next ranking after this was the Wii series ranking, so I used the Wii music at the end to segue nicely into the next video, so I was happy with all of this. Okay, and here we are. My number one favorite video that I made this year was the Pokemon ranking video. This honestly might be my favorite video I've ever made in general. Like if we're talking hours put into this video, this would easily beat every single other one. This took way too long to make. Yeah, this video was totally outside. Like I didn't even go into my normal room studio setting that I usually have in the videos. I actually filmed this in a park with this like valley, so I thought this was a really cool backdrop. It kind of mimics how you go to all these crazy locations when you're adventuring in the Pokemon games. And then all the special effects in this video I thought worked really well with the Pokemon sprite gifs and me throwing this Pokeball at these things. Like obviously I wasn't trying to mimic like real life Pokemon in the real world, like the Let's Go Pikachu movie or the Detective Pikachu movie, how they do it there. But it was more so like these Pokemon had escaped the games and are now in the real world. And I thought I did that pretty well. And then the length, there is literally so many Pokemon games. Like I just know a lot about Pokemon games in general, but that still, to talk about every single one in one video, that's a hefty task on its own. That's why I'm pretty sure this is my longest video. I could be wrong, but I think it's almost half an hour. It's like just under half an hour. It's literally like a TV show that I made in this video. And then like Pokemon games, they're not even small games. Like there was a lot to cover in terms of the gameplay and explaining what I wanted to get across. So there was that aspect that was already a pretty big handful that I had to do in this video. And then I guess because I like Pokemon so much, I did all the outside shots to really show like I was adventuring in the Pokemon world to complement the gameplay sections. And then the ending was, I thought it was pretty smooth, to be honest. How I threw a Pokeball and then it did the Pokeball effect again, the special effect, and then it spawned a GameCube, which segued into my Nintendo console ranking. So I was happy with the ending. I was very happy with this whole video. Check it out if you haven't. That's gonna wrap up this ranking video for this year. A link for all these in the description and a Pokemon one as well. And I will see you guys next year. Thank you for watching all these videos this year, and thank you for all the support. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you as viewers. Thank you for staying once again. I'll see you guys next year.